Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Mattel Masters of the Universe Origins Leech. Now before we get into it here, let's first take a look-see at both the front and the back of the packaging. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, Leech does come with a mini comic, which he does share with good old Snout Spout, who we will be taking a look at next couple days here, so stay tuned for that. But as you can see, some really awesome artwork there. On the back, you get a cross-sell of some other origins. Business as usual. He does also come with the Horde crossbow in red. A nice kind of blood red there. Push the little square on top. Does shoot forward. And for the most part works probably a little bit better than the vintage one. Which I do have a vintage Leech, but like most of my vintage MOTU collection, it is in storage. And then the last thing he comes with is a pair of hands, which do not have these suction cups on them. And he also comes with the Filmation style head. Or at least I think it's Filmation. Either way, it comes with accessories without the suction cups on them. My only gripe with this figure is that he doesn't come with some regular feet, some posable feet, but the way they did this figure, they didn't make the feet removable, so I kind of understand why. But it would have been nice to see, just because he would have been a little bit more stable, and we'll get into that. So, taking a closer look at Leech here. Looks friggin' awesome. I do like this figure. But, yeah, I will say his shortcomings are he does not have regular feet. He has the suction cup feet. So if you get him on the right surface, he will actually firmly sit on there. And he does have the little kind of pull tabs on all the suction cup areas. So if I were to take him and plop him here, he does actually stick, which is quite cool. That said, I would have preferred just plastic feet shaped like suction cups, kind of like the vintage one had, because, well, it would have made him more stable. Yeah, call me boring, but on the promo images for this guy, it shows him with all the suction cups attached to the surface, except for the head, I think. And it looks like these are able to bend, and they do not, at least not on mine anyways. I don't think he has an ankle hinge. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. They weren't able to give you at least an ankle hinge to go with the swivel. But it is what it is. I'm not an articulation guy, but again, it would have been nice just to have plastic feet to make him more sturdy. That said, I really like this figure. I think he's awesome. I love Leech as a character. I think his design's pretty cool. It's kind of out there. I mean, he is a dude made of suction cups after all. I will say, too, they gave him a new upper arm with the Horde band sculpted to it. This side's just the regular, you know, Masters Origins standard buck arm. Doesn't have the extra scales sculpted onto it. So it looks a little off because it's asymmetrical here. Would have been nice if they just gave him the regular arm on this side and put the Horde band from Hordak over it, because it would have fit. But whatever. It's nice that they threw the budget at good old Leech and gave him a new upper arm, but I just wish it was on the other side too. That said, as far as articulation on this guy goes, you can tilt his head up pretty good. Tilt it down. Can tilt side to side. look side to side. Shoulders go out. This side probably a little less. No, you can do a T-pose just about. They do move forward and back. They do squeak a little bit. Does have a single hinge in the elbow with rotation. The wrists do rotate for the suction cup hands. He does have a waist swivel. Super chunky figure too. Look at how thick he is. Thick with two C's, because thick with a C and a K is rude nowadays. Can kick out, kick down, forward and back. He's got a swivel at the knee with a single hinge there. The swivel does still work, even with the knee bent like that. And I will say, much like Wondar, not so much Coldar, but Wondar, it does feel like they strengthen the detents in the knees themselves. So I do appreciate that. That said, he is one of the bigger Origins figures. He is a pretty tall guy. And then he has a boot swivel, and his feet also swivel. They do not hinge, as I mentioned before. Unless I'm missing something, they do not hinge, which kind of sucks. So maybe if you have Hordak's boots, you could swap them onto this guy. But then you'd have to paint the feet green, and I think it'd be out of scale. But as far as swapping the extra parts on, it's relatively simple. Just taking the suction cups and whatnot off here. Do it off camera. Be careful you don't want to break any of these or pop the plastic pins out. I feel like that is a possibility. There's the head. As far as the hands go, they should be pretty easy to swap on. Normally I cut when I do stuff like this, but I figured it shouldn't take too long. Y'all can suffer through it, right? That said, anyone seen any good movies lately? Didn't think so. Alrighty. And here he is with the alternate head and hands. Looking just as cool, I think. I really like this. This is probably how I'm going to display him, just so I can keep the suction cups clean. You can, of course, snap the crossbow onto his wrist there. I think of the Evil Horde guys, his crossbow does stay on a little better. Probably because of the thumb, or his fingers, they kind of hold it in place. But that is Leech. Super cool figure, but not without its shortcomings, but I can look past that. I think of the two, I probably like this guy a little more than Snout Spout. So, with that being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is Leech next to a couple other members of the Evil Horde, aside from the Horde Trooper, who could not be present today because, well, there's just not enough freaking space. So with that being said, we do have Mosquitor and Hordak. Mosquitor, of course, being a deluxe figure, and Hordak being a standard release. And at the time I am recording this video, I am about to receive Mantenna from my pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store, so pretty excited about that. And as of the time I am uploading this video, later this week, I do believe Grizzlor will be available both in stock and as a 2-day pre-order over on Mattel Creations. So prep your wallets up for that, because that's definitely one you don't want to miss out on. But as you can see, Leech definitely has some size on him. He is by far the largest member of the Evil Horde we have gotten in this line so far. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legions, Brother Mandibulus, of its spawn as usual, towers over everyone, even though Leech may be a slightly taller figure in the Origins line, he still doesn't stack up to good old Al Simmons here. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and out of all the deluxe figures to come out of the Masters of the Universe Origins line and all of the members of the Evil Horde we've gotten in this line so far, Leech here is by far one of my favorites. Not so much because of the gimmick, but because of the different display options. I really like the fact that we have normal hands and a head for this guy. I only wish he came with some normal feet, so he was a little bit more posable and a little bit easier to stand. That said, with the right surface, you could pretty much plop him right down with his suction cup feet, and he's more than likely not going to go anywhere. So, with that being said, if you're like me and are a semi-completionist with this line, I mean, I can't afford everything, case in point, vehicles and various exclusives and whatnot, or if you're trying to build your Evil Horde roster, then this is definitely one you're going to want to pick up and check out. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you are so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when the distribution on such an awesome line straight up sucks. See what I did there? But with all that being said, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.